There's no introductions needed. Rangers are at the cup, and I'm away to bed. So you take over.
You're not really away to bed, are you?
No, I'm not really. Guys, I'm here. I
It's
don't
the
go
Rangers
hiding.
that have been put to bed by Queen's Park.
Yeah, they've been tucked in. Ali McCoy's he no-showed. Talksport, a lot of other Rangers legends have no-showed. But you know what? I show up every single day. I'm here to take this beating.
No days off.
No days off, but you know what? The paycheck's not exactly feeling like no days off. But let's talk about it. Let's break it down, and let's talk about the last 16 because I'm depressed.
You sound it like...
They want her though. I mean, what do you want me to say? Seriously? I mean, my team's no there, and it's not like it's not like we got robbed.
You're right, your team's no there, right? So let's talk about some teams that are there. Heart of Midlothian getting into the last 8, the last team to book their spot in the quarterfinals, and they got rewarded with a good home draw against Dundee. But how did they get there? Well, they defeated St Mirren at home at Paisley. Not an easy thing to do. Had to come down from a goal behind, equalised late on. Callum Neuenhoff making his return to the team, getting the goal. Was it deserved? You know what? I mean, some people would say no. St Mirren probably feel like they deserved to win it in the 90 minutes, and I don't really disagree with them. I thought St Mirren were the better team. However, I think the longer the match went on, the better Hearts got. By the end, I think that St Mirren were the team hanging on. Hearts were the team looking more likely to win it before it got to penalties. It went to penalties. It's essentially a coin toss. But I had faith in my team. I had faith in my players. And when you look at the players that actually stepped up, I mean, a lot of them were young players. You got Penrice taking a penalty, Wilson taking a penalty. I mean, Fargas is shite, but he's still pretty young. So it wasn't like you had the most experienced Hearts, lineup. It wasn't the most experienced Hearts 5 taking the penalties. So, I mean, it could have went wrong, but no fair play to the state of the players. They stepped up, they put the ball in the back of the net, maybe aided a little bit by Zach Hemming. Don't know if that was a word I just spat out there, but aided
It was
a little
something.
bit by Zach Hemming. But in the end, look, it was... I'm not going to say it was a great game of football.
It wasn't.
But the drama was there. It's always interesting to see a penalty shootout, nerve-wracking. And it's always great when your team comes out on top of a penalty shootout. Hell, your team couldn't even score one penalty, never mind a penalty shootout. So
Right,
if
I
I
can't
was
remember
you,
the last time Rangers came out on top of a penalty shootout.
if I was you, I would just sit there and drink it in. Just witness 8 greatness teams left in this last
Yeah,
quarter.
you know what? I think we've all had time to think about it. I think that's the worst. We'll move on. Heart's good.
We'll move on because up next it's Rangers Queen's Park. So we've got a lot to talk about here. It was at Ibrox.
I think that's the worst result in Rangers' history, and that is worse than Progress. As I've discussed previously, right? See, with Progress, at the time it seemed horrific. You know, it's still really bad. But Progress proved after that they weren't as bad as what people might have thought because they actually got into the Europa League.
Hold on. What about that game where you were 2-0 up against Alloa with 15 minutes to go and lost 3-2?
Yeah, that's horrific. Don't get it.
And that was a pretty bad result for Rangers.
But do you see how that team's so much worse, right?
Yeah, but that was on a weekday as well. Those guys had been working their 9 to 5 job and came out at night and still beat Rangers
Well, you know what?
after going 2 goals behind.
Barami and co were working their 9 to 5 jobs as fucking ghosts during this game, so I think this is the worst. No, I think it is. Seeing you actually look at pound for punch, the amount of money that Rangers had on this pitch, wages. You can talk about Rangers and Alba that game, right, over a decade ago, but it was a lot closer than what this game should have been. This is a disgrace, and I still can't believe it. And
Well, you better believe it because it happened.
as I said in the review, if Rangers were in a good position in the league and, had a cup wrapped up and you go out here, you know what? It's one of those things. It's fucking insane. It's unacceptable. But you know what? Things are alright. Not the fact of the matter is this.
You know what? Things happen.
Things happen. But things have happened. It's all over. Hoisey in a job is baffling, man. I rest my case. It's the worst result in Rangers history.
Yeah, you can survive upsets like this when you've got a lot of money in the bank. That may be a bad pun to use for Rangers, but a bad
Money in the bank.
terminology. But you can get away with a bad upset like this when you've got a lot of faith with the fans and you've won trophies and you've had success. And if this happened to Celtic, as pissed off as the fans would be, And as much shit as Brendan Rodgers would get for it, I mean, he's still Brendan Rodgers. He's still the guy that's got success. He's still the guy that brings league.
Not Clement anymore.
He's still the guy that brings league trophy. You know, yeah, it's one bad result, but it doesn't undo all the great stuff he's done at the club. With Clement, I mean, he was coming into this game under pressure. He's been under pressure pretty much his entire. Oh, I wouldn't, maybe not his entire Rangers stint, because they actually started it pretty good, winning that League Cup, and then closing down a 7.8 point gap to Celtic. But
then throwing it away again.
Let's say for almost a year now, for about 10 months, Philippe Clement
11 months
has been under insane pressure non-stop.
No, he has been.
Other than the odd decent result, it's been
yeah,
backed,
but you know what the difference is?
It's been backs against the wall.
He doesn't understand Rangers Football Club. He comes out and talks about budgets and talks about possession and shots on target. Do you think Brendan Rodgers, if this result happens to Celtic at Parkhead, is coming out and talking about budgets and shots on target and possession?
No, I think he's gone through the team and he's saying it's unacceptable and we'll make it right.
Yeah, and he probably takes a bit of accountability because he's a real fucking manager. I don't know what Clement is. He's an imposter. He's a fraud. He's a FUD.
Like I said, this is the kind of result I think you can get away with when you've been impressive and successful.
Yeah, like Liverpool got beat by Plymouth, right? I don't think it's quite as bad as this because it was away.
But look at Liverpool in the league. Look at them in the Champions League. Like Arne Slot has, it's a horrible result, but
he's got money in the bank.
Yeah, Philippe Clement has had his back against the wall for 11 months, and I mean this should be the result that cost him his job.
He should have his back against the wall with a firing squad, man. To be honest, because what's this?
I mean, it really should. Was it Barry Robson was he not sacked after that Darvel result?
Yeah. Well,
no, I mean that was Jim Goodwin.
Aye, there's just so many Aberdeen managers.
A lot of them are shite.
No, but like people are like, oh,
yeah, that's not the game that directly got him sacked. But I mean, I think that was the penultimate game.
People are saying, right, it's going to take him to lose 5 in a row to get sacked. I feel like in this day and age, it's impossible for Rangers to lose 5 games in a row, unless it comes in like a European double header. You've got Celtic and then like 2 away games at like Easter Road and Pittodrie. See, Rangers can't lose 5 in a row.
Yeah, not in Scotland. It's unlikely. I mean, it's just.
Put it this way, right? If Rangers lost 5 in a row, is he surviving the board or is he surviving the wrath of the fans?
Is he escaping Glasgow alive?
Yeah, like seriously.
See if Rangers lost 5 in a row, what kind of state would that fan be in from the other day? Come on, you baldy bastard! Get out the club.
I know, it's like he was trying to justify it to the security. He's like, he's a baldy cunt. It's like, is the guy supposed to go, that's fair enough, actually.
Are you one of them?
One of what?
Them.
Anyway, it's people hanging on to, well, if he loses 5 in a row, he'll be away. It can't happen. Rangers, it cannot happen.
Well, if any Rangers manager could lose 5 in a row, it could be Clement.
No, put it this, if this hasn't sacked him, what will? You know what I mean? It's like when the Americans were dropping atomic bombs on Japan in 1945. If the Japanese wouldn't surrender to them, then what were they going to surrender to? You know what I mean?
Aye.
That's not me saying we need to drop a bomb, but what the fuck's going to get Clement at the door?
I think he's just there. I think he's going in.
No, honestly, I think he's there to the end. I think Clement is there until his final season. You heard it here first. Do you think so? If you would make a prediction. Because if 1.2 million sacks him, he has to be away. Unless it's billion.
Yeah, but you also got to factor in, it's not just 1.2 million to get rid of him, then you need to pay money to get a new guy in.
You don't need to.
Don't you? So, I mean, you're saying 1.2, but it's not really 1.2, because if Rangers get rid of it. But look, see how bad Clement's been. The Rangers fans ain't going to accept a shite replacement. Well, maybe right now they'd accept anybody, but I just remember, you're saying 1.2 million. It's not. You got to pay him off, then you got to bring in a new manager. You're probably going to offer him like a 3-year deal. So, you're talking 1.2. It's probably like closer to 3.
He's just a FUD, right? He's classless because there was no. It was just excuses. I'm not expecting the guy to spend 15 minutes talking about how good Queen's Park were, but how about you just fucking hold the helmet, accept your shite, and say kudos to Callum Davidson.
Anyway, Callum Ferry got in the team of the week. Well deserved. Lots of good saves. Saved the Tavernier penalty. Fantastic display from the goalkeeper. And Queen's Park, we wish them well in the next round where they will be taking on Aberdeen in Yeah, I mean, they're underdogs again, but if you can beat Rangers at home, then why can't you beat Aberdeen at home? So that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, here. That's what I'm thinking. Do you see the whole warm ball, cold ball stuff? Do you think they purposely would keep Queen's Park from a home game because they don't want the Scottish Cup being showcased at Hampden between Rangers and like Aberdeen, etc. In an
Possibly.
earlier round? I don't think that's a conspiracy theory that's too far gone.
I think it would take away from the spectacle of getting to.
No, of course it would.
But then
anyway,
what do you do? Do you say to Queen's Park that you're not allowed? Do they have to play games at Murrayfield or something? Like, what do you?
Lesser Hampden. But then
I'm sure, but what if they want that big stadium? You know, like
exactly, guys. Right. Anyway, right. Aberdeen 3, Dunfermline 0. We watched this game. We reviewed this game.
it was a shite game.
Yep. Stephen Mill, your club shite.
I'll tell you why it was a
I
shite.
can't. What can I?
I'll tell you why it was a shite game because we're all sitting here wanting Dunfermline to win, and they got beat 3-0,
That's pretty much it.
and that's it.
Fuck. Tell you what. Rewind me to Sunday midday, early afternoon.
I believe at like 2-0 up, you turned around and said, "This has been a horrible round of the Scottish Cup. There's been 0 shocks."
I got shocked.
Did you yes or no? Did you not say that?
I did.
At around probably, I want to say it would have been around maybe 2 o'clock, 2, sometime
Yeah.
around that.
No, because I seen someone on Twitter say it, and I was like, yeah, I agree with
You were
that.
like, it's a very uneventful round, that no shocks.
Yeah, then around the 57th minute, the Rangers game, I went, they're not winning, and they didn't, so.
Aye, but Aberdeen, they won, so let's move on.
Yep. Right, this.
Didn't watch it, not upset about
Just
it.
look at the state of that. It screams like, because we're fucking Hamilton, 18-19 season, sort of.
Yeah,
vibes.
yeah. I'm proud to say I didn't see this game.
Yep.
Nor did I check out the highlights. But here, fair play to St Johnstone. Kimo Falahanan, or whatever he's called, is
Well,
beginning
listen
to.
to this. Lyle Cameron, 2 goals, 2 assists. Rangers could have keep fucking done with that.
Well, you did mention he was cup tied, so
Aye, well,
therefore-
they could have signed him before he was cup tied.
Well, I mean, I
Come on,
suppose.
shoelace tied. He's a fud.
Well, I mean, I guess so. Like, Lyle Cameron, good player, will be going to Rangers next season. Hopefully, it works out for him. I don't see why he won't get an opportunity with this Rangers team. I mean,
Look at the guy in charge.
if you're ever going to get a chance,
Got Mussolini in charge.
I mean, if you're ever going to get a chance at Rangers, now's probably the time. Airdrieonians, wasn't expecting them to get anything for this game. They didn't. Dundee, comfortable win, but they'll have it much harder in the next round
Yep.
when they take on Hearts.
Levy 3-0.
Yeah, run of the mill result here at home. Tony Macaroni,
Great chance for them to get to Hampden.
arguably favourites in my opinion against St Johnstone with that home tie. Expected Levy to win this, and they won it comfortably. Not a lot else to say. Similar to St Johnstone Hamilton. Didn't watch it.
Tell you what, all 4 games will be on telly. So I bet you a lot of people didn't really want St Johnstone Levy to be a game.
No, and we need to find out when the fixtures are going to be. Do you think it'll be 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, or will it be
No,
Saturday?
it'll be
Friday.
It'll be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's what they always do.
Minging.
I don't mind that. I like that. It gives you 4 days to, sort your day around.
Wonder
Although
when-
I don't think anyone's.
what day? What day will you be sorting your thing around? Out of curiosity.
I don't know. I'll be hanging for a roof space by then. If Clement's not away. So, yeah, 3-0.
Will you be signing up for Hibernian TV for that weekend fixture?
Fucking. I'll be fucking pretty. You want that game and all being pretty?
Why don't you buy a bottle of Hibernian whiskey for that match?
Bleach?
Take shots every time Celtic score.
Well, 5 shots in it would have been here because it's Celtic 5, race now. I seen this Bayern Munich, right? Fan account.
Aye, breaking it.
Did you see it? Oh, look at Celtic are doing. And that isn't me burying Celtic, right?
Here, and it was basically a mistake for the defender.
Yeah, I know, but like, why is a Bayern Munich fan who probably in the tweet before buried the pub league of Scotland is now turned bricking it for Maida
He
running
was
it?
trolling. Like,
I don't think he was, because they were pointing at like their defensive deficiencies. So it's what it is. 5-0 Celtic, great. I wouldn't have minded winning 5-0 myself. Then on Friday it was Ayr 0, Hibs 1.
tricky tie.
It was another shite game though.
I mean, it was, but look, it was a tricky tie. I think Hibernian will just be happy to get through it because this was a banana peel.
Aye, it was.
But they didn't. Out of the top flight, lower flight fixtures, this was probably the one where you thought the upset would come.
Mm-hmm.
Despite Hibernian's good form, A United are also equally in good form. And I'm just looking at the. If you look at all the fixtures, teams that were in a league or a flight higher than their opponents, I think this was the one you'd expect. Maybe you'd give the most chance to the team below in a lower league.
Yeah, I think Ayr will be. I mean, they were a bit unlucky in the game, but they'll be raging they didn't get like Livingston's path because they would be looking at a semi-final.
But yeah, that's what it's all about. See, Scottish Cup, like I'm not don't like downplay anyone's achievements or anything like that, but you can get to a quarter final pretty easily if you. It's a look at the draw, isn't it?
Yeah. And you compare it to Queen's Park, they're going to have to beat Aberdeen as well just to get to the Hampden.
Obviously, to win it, you the likelihood is you need to beat one of the Old Firm.
Mm-hmm.
But to get to the quarterfinals, it is it is possible that you can get to the quarterfinals facing a top flight team.
Queen's Park could beat Aberdeen. They could get Hibs. No, right. They could get Hearts, beat Hearts in the semi, and then they get Celtic, and it's like, what's the reward? You know what I mean? They've just put 3 Premiership teams on their arse. It's just the luck of the draw at the end of the day.
Tell you what, that would be the best Scottish Cup win ever, hands down.
Fuck aye, it would be. Callum Davidson that does it again.
Here, if Hearts don't win it, I'd like to see him do it.
Fuck aye.
But unfortunately for Callum Davidson, Hearts will do it. So
I like big teams from Glasgow, mate.
So there's only 2, isn't there?
Aye.
Queen's Park is Celtic.
Well, feels that way. Anyway, we're done.